What's up, everyone? What's up? Doing my daily routine, wiping down the steering wheel. This became a new norm. Of course, Chad can relate this. This is something that I did on a regular basis, especially with team driving. Wipe down that steering wheel. Make sure you don't get anything. That is for sure. So what's everybody doing? You need toilet paper. Hey, I understand the struggle's real. The struggle is real with the TP. I did something on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, go check me out. And I'm from Kentucky, and typically we see the one per on the liquor stores for the bourbon and the whiskey. But it appears to be. Sorry guys, I was trying to wipe this down while this is kind of fresh, this wipe. But it appears to have a little impact on the toilet paper. People buying them out. Of course, that's going around everywhere, I believe. But Boomtown Nevada, think about Brave and Donner's Past. Tell you what, it's kind of iffy to be in that area in this time of the year, but all right guys, so let me explain the title to you. So I understand the struggles of the trucking industry right now, of run. But I had a little, I got to stop by the house, so it wasn't a huge deal. But my thing is when the company communicates with you and tells you that no matter what time your appointments are, that your 90 Walmart is specifically the one I'm talking about, is a lot of different places will let you come in early, but Walmart's pretty hardcore about an hour only policy. They'll let you come in an hour before your appointment time, usually not any time before then. So my frustration with this load was I got the dispatch, and I was in Wisconsin. Picked this load up in Appleton, Wisconsin at the Nestle, and was told that no matter what the appointment was, that they just got confirmation that they'll be able to take it as quick as you can get it there. So a 0 from my hero. Okay, not sure what that means, but so was told to get it here as quick as I could. Of course, the route took me through Kentucky, and I did actually my 30-minute break. Had my wife come and we ate lunch together, and did my 30-minute break, and I left. Yeah, the L8 on your IG. Yeah. So, and that's all good, guys. I mean, that's something that I don't mind. I got 11 people in here, one thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. But the frustration thing that I get is I could have stayed at the house all night. I mean, I could have stayed there because once I got here at my appointment, I was turned away, told that I could not come back until 14:30. My appointment was at 15:30, and was told that I could not come back until an hour before. And I got there at 06:30 this morning. So I had a lot of time on my hands. Again, I'm only speaking of Prime because this is the only place I've ever worked at as far as trucking. But once again, it's hurry up to wait. And they seem to have no disregard, not saying that Prime in general, I'm just saying that my FM that went and told me, went out of his way for that specific message to say, get there as soon as you can. And I even confirmed with him last night what time I would be here. Never heard back from him. Got here this morning, and he sends out a message. Jeremy, I don't care about what you have. The message that I got was all Walmart loads. Sales knew what I had. My dispatcher knew what I had, and I called the receiver. Absolutely. Did not get anywhere with them. So I showed up like I was told to, and got turned away. So, the specific message that I got was get there as quick as possible. Nothing said about drops only. This was only to my load. This was not a fleet-wide message or nothing. This is my FM dispatched me on this, and then he sent me this message. And the reason why at the end of it, you'll see it's on this week's only, because my question at that point was, if I got there and got it unloaded, would it be on this? Because it didn't. It was at 15:30 is what time the appointment was, and before he even sent the message out, my question to him was, would this load go on? What's up, Trucking Kersey? Would this load go on this payroll? Would it be on the next payroll because it was such a time, a shortage? Typically with this new payroll ended on Wednesday versus Tuesday, they don't carry over anything. So I asked him that specifically, and that was the response that I got, that no matter what time I get there, they'll be able to take it early, and as long as I get there early, it'll be on this payroll. So let's fast forward a little bit till this morning. This is what I thought was really funny. So this was a fleet message here. So this was not just to me, this was to the entire fleet. And it says, in this time, communication is key. Key, all right? If we aren't receiving answers on messages or calls, then how can we have a business? Okay, that's pretty legitimate right there. This goes for PSD and TNT as well. If we don't answer and go home, we will have to assume you quit or no longer want to be employed. I beg you just to communicate. Fair enough. That's legit. So at that point, I messaged and I put, testing. Did you receive this message? Yes, is what I got back from him, my dispatcher. Yes. And I said, okay. Did you get my message at 06:23? Because I haven't got a response. And it's 11 o'clock. He said, no, I didn't take it over until 7. Okay, that's fine. So somebody's not communicating. So if you didn't get it, then somebody got it. Then what you're saying versus basically night shift dispatch is not responding to what you just not told us to respond to, messages or calls. Okay. And again, guys, this is just, I mean, this is a business. I mean, if they're going to say you got to do this, this, and this, then they have to do it as well. Or it's not, it's equal. I mean, it's just an equal thing. So, yeah, I'm a little frustrated. I've been sitting here for the 8 hours. When again, I could have just stayed at the house and ran in here and been here at my appointment time. That's why I'm a little frustrated, because not only did he say specifically to me, get there as quick as possible, then I told him last night what time I would be here, and still I get rejected and turned away when he knew that I was going through Kentucky, because he asked me if I was able to get home a couple of days ago, which I was going to Wisconsin from Miami. But that was an overnight stay as well. So that's what my frustrations is they seem to be preaching, but they don't want to hear what they're preaching. And it's all about accountability, guys. I mean, it's all about accountability. So I asked him again, would this load go on? Because you told me to get it here. I got it here. I got turned away. So now, will it go on this payroll or not? And he says, I'll know more once we deliver the load. Well, I mean, that's pretty basic, because the way I take it is, with this new payroll system of ending on Wednesday, if you don't get it there before 1600 delivered, your trip sheet scanned in, it's a no-go until next, which next week could be a good week, this week could be a crappy week. But with all that being said, it just goes to show you, as far as it's rush, but when you get there, sometimes things don't go as planned. So what I'm going to be doing, I don't care if I get another message saying getting there as quick as possible, if I got 48, 24, whatever, if it's especially a Walmart, and if it's going by the house or going by somewhere else, I'm just going to chill. I'm not going to run my clock out and risk on just basic, because what I did to get here was I did my time 10 hours, and of course with all this scare going on, I just drained you a little bit. Plus, I've not been going into truck stops and stuff like that. Very minimal as needed, just because I don't want to be around a bunch of people. So it's nice to get out of your truck and be able to go home and not worry about the corona in your house versus it's being restricted to your truck when you can. So that's my frustration today. Other than that, I'm up here in Alabama, or down here in Alabama, and it's partially cloudy. It's not, it's 76 degrees, so it's nice, and it is what it is. It is what it is. What's up, Kenworth? Walmart took my load early. All depends on what. Bless you, man. Be safe. L on your IG. Hey, Jason, just wanted to let you know I left Prime last week. Started a rotation with Martin Transport. Running dedicated Walmart reefer loads. Oh, wow. I'm in Boomtown, Nevada. How's everyone? Doing great, everybody. So, stay safe out there. 30 is over. On to Donner's Pass. Good thing I have a full fridge. Yeah. Hey, you look a little stressed out. Take a deep breath. It's all good. Hey, it is all good. You know, my thing is that when I come on the trucking thing, when I'm in my truck and I run, but when it comes to me going home or taking home time, especially since I was out last time for 8 weeks, and I was questioned on taking 6 days home. So when I'm able to get by the house, I get by the house. And if you try to pull that from me, I get a little cranky. And that's just the bottom line. On the bright side is, if it were another 2 hours, you'll get a 10, you'll get unloaded and maybe pick up. It ain't on the bright side. It is on the bright side because I got there, so I'm gonna PC back. I mean, that's something that, you need to realize that I was already there, so why would I interrupt my clock to go over there? I mean, that's something that, you gotta run your clock, man. You gotta know how to run that clock if you're gonna run your business. That comment sounded like you didn't know how to run your clock. But yeah, I'll be PCing back, believe that. And I'll be PCing basically with about 45 minutes on my 14-hour clock, if that. Of course, everybody knows Walmart takes 3 hours to 2 minimum to get you unloaded, which Nestle, I can tell you this, guys, Nestle in Appleton, they had this loaded, and I've been there several times before, and I'm sure that Stefan, if he's still in here watching, he's been up there too. And they're usually 2 or 3 hours, sometimes a little longer. But no, Stefan, you need to go back to your logs and see if you've already been there. You can go to your closest truck stop, which is 3 miles away from me, right here. It's not a mile. You need to go back to your logs department person and get that info for you. Don't listen to me. Just call them up. But they got it loaded really quick. I would say probably 45 minutes an hour, if that. So they were humping it. And kudos, and I gave them a shout out on Instagram. So it's yeah, as long as you make it to your 01 or 90 or 02, 03, Stefan, and you're turned away, you can PC out of there to the closest truck stop and PC back and not interrupt your break. Now, if you're starting your clock, obviously, that's just not going to work, because you got to, for me, my 14 hours is going to be drained. So instead of interrupting my break, I'm going to complete my break and go in. I don't care if it was 30 minutes away. It was not my problem that I got turned away, and as far as for that. So, and that's the reason that I can PC back, because I was turned away. Now, if I didn't go to my 01, 90, 02, 03, whatever, and just went to this truck stop, stayed, and went back, I would not be able to PC back in there. So, but the last time I was here, actually, I don't know if you guys watched my last live. I think it was my last live. Doing good, Big John. But I was stuck in Miami, so I was able. the new truck's doing good, man. No problems so far, Hunter. Don't be jinxing me though. No problems. It's getting good fuel mileage, and so we're doing good. We're doing good. But the load had so much time on it. Excuse me. That I was able to go to Miami and do a 34-hour reset on my way to Miami. Then once I got to Miami, I got another load, and when I went to pick that load up to get out of Miami, it was fresh produce, and they had issues with rain, so they was not able to harvest. So I got another 34-hour. I got two 34-hour resets in a matter of 4 days. I mean, that's just I was pissed then. Whoever said that, you look stressed, Jeff. When you say you look stressed, yeah, you are right about PC back and forward if they turn you away. Absolutely. So that's when I ain't gonna say I was stressed. I was stressed, but I was more mad because of, again, the communication. Because for me, I told my dispatcher to go ahead and just take me off the load, and this was probably so they set my appointment. For example, they set it on Monday at 0900, and I got there at like 6 in the morning, and when I went in to check in at 8 o'clock, the load number that they gave me, it was not. It said that it wasn't due till tomorrow. So I got there on Monday, which my appointment was Monday. Then they said, oh, well, that appointment was supposed to be Tuesday. So at that time, I just went ahead and told my dispatcher to go ahead and take me off the load, deadhead me out of Miami, because I already have been sitting there for a while. That didn't happen. So I just did a whole lot of sitting last week, is why this check, why I was asking him if this was going to go on his payroll, because when you're doing two 34-hour resets and only ran a little bit, you're asking, is it going to be on this payroll? And if it's not, next week's going to be a fat paycheck, unless I'm just sitting around again, which could happen. But so I'm just trying to be transparent with all you guys out there. A lot of people, go on here and make these trucker videos, and everything goes all hunky-dory, and life is good, and it's great. I love being out on the open road, seeing the different destinations, and doing what I do. But when we have a huge communication issue, that's where I have issues. So for me, and for any driver, if you're late picking up or delivering, that's on you. If you oversleep or just don't want to run or whatever, and there's issues, and you don't make your appointments, then there's reprimands for that right there. And I feel like they should be the same way for your dispatcher and for sales. For me, they said they're going to pay me, I think $350, which I'll get 72% of that. So $350 for delaying that load last week, if I get it. I'm lease, Big John. Now, if I get that, that'd be 72%. But personally, I don't think the consignee needs to pay that. I think that should come out of the sales department pocketbook. Personally, like right out of their paycheck. Just like if I do a truck wash, or I'll fuel up or whatever, it comes straight out of my paycheck. And I think that if they make a mistake like that, where it hurts the driver, it shouldn't be reflected onto the consignee. It should be reflected from the person that messed up. I mean, that's just the way I look at it. It's just, crap rolls downhill. It's not just all uphill. So I'm just more of a realist when I'm making these videos. People want to say, "Oh, you're tore out of shape and been out of shape and you look stressed or whatever." I'm just being real with you guys. That's what I've done for day one. It's great out here. It has its ups and it has its downs, but I see that the more downs than it has, it's not reflected. It's the individual that caused it doesn't get reprimanded for it, so there's no punishment. And so if it happens again, oh well. Versus, you're late, don't you get reimbursed? Trailer washouts I do, but not truck washes. Trailer washouts is all taken care of by Prime, correct? Truck washes is not. They're paid out of my pocket. So, I just think that, there's a chain of command, and if you mess up, just like with any job, it's your fault versus somebody else's fault. That's just how I look at it. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Got some condensation water up in here. Tell you what, I go through this gum right here. I ain't been chewing here a whole lot lately, so I've been chewing a lot of gum. So actually, when I came out here, back out here in January 2nd, when I came back on the road for the new year, I brought me 3 rows of Kodiak. Bought them at Sam's Club with my wife. My wife was like, "Oh my gosh, you shouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah." And I said, this will last me for a while. And Mama, I think I got one more can out of 15 cans in over 3 months. So, doing pretty good, I think. Here in about 20 minutes, about 25 minutes, I'm gonna roll up out of here. And the good thing is that the trailer washout place is right here in the back in the parking lot. So that'll be nice. So while PC there, PC back, depending on the time that I have, I may have my 10-hour break done, because I do like to log all my stuff correctly with my logs. Like when I'm moving in the yard, it's a yard movement. If I'm going to the staging area, that's what I put in there. If I'm getting unloaded, I put it in there. So my logs are legit. So I won't start anything though until I get my 10-hour break. But if I get my 10-hour break intact, I'll do my my yard movement and all that stuff. PC back here will not go get the trailer washout until my 10-hour break's done, because once you go and you're doing that, you can't go get a trailer washout unless you log your time, because technically you're on duty. So got to be careful. So is anybody else experiencing out there any sickness around you? I mean, like, I haven't really seen. I mean, everybody's kind of being like, I went through Chicago to go to Wisconsin, and I would say that's probably the only benefit that the coronavirus has had that I've experienced, is the traffic was like not there at all, hardly in Chicago. And of course, anybody goes to Chicago, you know, it's a freaking nightmare. Now, I came back through Chicago yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And it was like 5 o'clock traffic. No, it was the day before yesterday. And it was the day before yesterday. And it was like 5 o'clock traffic. And there were traffic, but it wasn't like, like typical traffic. It wasn't like typical at all. Message retracted. Big John, why you retracting your messages for, man? It's kind of weird, but oh well. But so that's what we doing today, and hopefully I'll get another load out here. I talked to Chad recently. I haven't seen him post a video in almost a month. Yeah, I talk to Chad pretty regularly. I talked to him earlier. It's sometimes we talk on the phone, and a lot of times we'll just snap. Like he didn't know anything about Snapchat when I was on his truck, and now he snaps me every now and again about some crazy stuff. And he's learning how to do the filters, so it's kind of funny because he'll send me like a mohawk picture with a big gray beard or something, and so. But he's doing good. He's just he's been running, TNT is hard to do videos, guys. I mean, like even even we did, videos when I was on this truck. TNT. You're just sleeping and driving. That's all you do. Sorry about that, guys, but I would blow my nose. So, blow your nose, do your hand sanitizer. Stay clean. WTA. I'll tell you what, here last week when I was here, this place was full. Of course, I mean it's still 141 here, and it's pretty empty. So I'm curious if a lot of the truck drivers are getting sick and shutting down or doing whatever. I haven't heard any stories about really truck drivers. I've heard stories about everybody else. Toilet paper running out, hand sanitizer running out, food running out. Now I tell you, I was up in Wisconsin the day before yesterday, and they got the quick trips up there, and I've been up to Wisconsin, but I don't think I've ever been into a quick trip, and they pretty much got a full-fledged grocery in there. I mean, they sell meat, hamburger, bakery, all the essentials. Pretty much as a small grocery store, which is pretty nice. So, but I got chicken noodle soup in here that the wifey brought to me for my lunch yesterday, and I've been making some chicken cheese rice in the Instant Pot. So we've just been eating up in the truck. Worst case scenario, I think a lot of these drivers, including myself, is going to find out is, you stay in your truck and eat, you're probably going to drop some weight. That's including myself. So, well, you guys be safe. I won't bore you with anything else, but again, I'm just trying to be real with you guys, show you my journey, show you what I've been learning, and really just kind of express my opinion, right, wrong, or indifferent. You may think about it what it is. I just think the accountability has to fall down the hill before anything can be corrected or get fixed. So, you guys have a safe one. Be good.